35% off on any new preferred order. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751 or by going to balanceofnature.com. Again, that's balanceofnature.com. And make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
Gregory McMichael is facing murder and assault charges in Georgia for the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. His defense attorneys, Frank and Laura Hogue, are speaking out about the case.
We know several other critically important facts that point to a very different narrative.
The truth will reveal that this is not just another act of violent racism.
The attorneys adding that the death was a tragedy, but the case should not be decided in the court of public opinion.
The full story will not be told until all the witnesses have been found and interviewed, all the documents have been gathered and studied, and all the video has been watched.
Consumer sentiment is up slightly in May. The University of Michigan's reading on consumer attitudes rose unexpectedly thanks to the government's massive stimulus measures. The survey's chief economist says the CARES relief checks improve consumers' finances. This is USA Radio News.
Working from home? I'm Chad Dodd, veterinarian and consultant to Limp Bells. Here are some tips for keeping your dog fit while staying at home. Find 15 minutes twice a day and walk your pet at a decent pace around your place. Play hide and seek by hiding some kibble or favorite toys and letting your dog find them. If you have stairs and your dog is mobile, walk up and down twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes. Or better yet, try a power walk on your terrace or backyard for some fresh air. There are more helpful pet care tips at youmove.com, spelled youmove.com.
More news about a pandemic-related food shortage. Here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes.
Mushrooms in short supply at grocery stores across the nation, in part due to a continued spike in sales during the coronavirus pandemic. Retail mushroom sales were up 37% during the first week of May over the same time last year, according to the analytics firm IRI. And throughout April, sales were up more than 33%. But during that same period, the widespread closure of restaurants and institutions meant food service sales dropped to almost nothing. As a result, many growers who were losing food service contracts scaled back their production, according to Pennsylvania-based trade group the American Mushroom Institute. Now, with restaurants starting to reopen and a clearly established high retail demand, growers are increasing production again. The American Mushroom Institute expects the shortage will persist for another 6 to 10 weeks, though, as a new crop matures. And for USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Gyms in Arizona and Florida set to reopen on Monday. In Florida, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis says it's time for Floridians to get their exercise back on.
This is a respiratory virus that tends to attack people who have some health problems or who aren't as in good physical condition. So don't we want people to be getting exercise? Don't we want people to stay in shape?
DeSantis urging gym owners to act responsibly. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. And we are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. That's also my Twitter handle, so you can follow me there. Like me on Facebook. And we are also on YouTube. So go to the America Matters YouTube page, and I've got that channel and the Rush Hour channel. So we're just a multimedia broadcast platform. My special guest today is Cameron Hawkins, running for Lieutenant Governor in 2022, and also the publisher of Great Basin
Highway
Magazine. Great Basin Highway Magazine.
How'd you know?
You told me.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm in the know in these things. So welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
So thanks for dropping by.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be out here in Reno.
So, yeah, what a trek. What a trek. So tell us about...
I live in Dyer.
Okay.
I used to live in Boulder. You know, I used to live in Ely. I used to live in Pioche. I mean, I travel all 17 states. Yes, but you know that's not a Johnny Cash song. He made it famous, though. It was before him, even before he was born. But anyway, segue. No, but I drive all 17 counties in the state of Nevada. Plus, I drive all 6 states that make up the Great Basin. So, hence the Great Basin Highway magazine.
So, when did you start publishing that?
Well, that's actually awesome. We're in our 2nd year now. Our first edition, it's a quarterly. So the April-July edition was our first one. And now our April-July edition, which actually be April, June, July. But we call it April, June, July, right? Just the 3. The cool thing is we're in our 2nd year with it. But before we even launched it, with my existing businesses before, already gave us a very large database of people that opt in that were interested in getting a free online subscription. Mm-hmm. So we have over 180,000 subscribers here in the state of Nevada, 800,000 in America, over 1.4 million in 160 countries that are actually American citizens that have businesses in America that happen to travel abroad. So out of the full readership, you'd have to add it together because it's not 1.4, it's actually everything. Plus, basically 100% of them are also travelers.
So, and then are these expats too, or just travelers, or people that are living abroad that are still American citizens? Or,
they still have their American citizenship.
Yeah, so that's huge.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
really
one
huge.
of the largest travel databases in the world, yes.
Wow.
But that's just because I had other companies before I launched this.
Right. So,
and now I've retired here in Nevada. I'm a retired disabled vet. I'm a retired businessman. You're welcome. So for me, I moved to Nevada because of the VA hospital and also because I had businesses here and I had associates here. And I've always loved the people in Nevada. They've always treated me very well.
Sure. And so you're now traveling around, focusing on your campaign that'll kick off in about 1.5 years for that election.
Well, the campaign did start the 1st of January. We've already been raising money and we've already been raising awareness. The fun thing,
I mean, the campaign's kicked off, but I mean,
right.
The election is that for the election in 2022.
Right, November 2022.
So, so that's in full swing.
So what I'm doing is I'm supporting those that are running for office right now, mainly the Republicans. I'm a Republican. Some Democrats have reached out to me. I've assisted them. All depends on what they're doing and what their projective is.
Right.
For Lieutenant Governor, it's a job. Lieutenant Governor, it's a job. You go to Carson City Monday through Friday, and you work on economic development and tourism. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for me, I'm running for Lieutenant Governor. But like you said, you invited me to be on the show. It's a little premature for me running for office, but I'll give out some websites. Mm-hmm. Hawkins for Nevada is my foundation, and that supports nonprofits. And that normally is where you can go to find all my events. You can find my campaign website, so on and so forth. My actual website for the campaign is actually voteforhawkins.com. But you can go to hawkinsfornevada.com, which is the foundation that supports nonprofits, other organizations, because we do our own rodeos, we do our own golf tournaments, we do our own gun shows. And that's what we're known for.
Sure.
Even before I was running for office.
So what else do you do? What other things are you involved with? What other things are you looking to do while you're traveling around supporting your campaign?
Well, like I mentioned before, the campaign, we're doing the exact same thing because I'm already in Clark County, Nye County, White Pine County. Now I've moved myself up farther because of the Great Basin Highway magazine. I'm actually in all 17 counties because we have 180,000 subscribers. So I go to rodeos, I go to farmers markets, I go to public events, and I've been doing that since last year. Well, actually 2 years ago before I made the Great Basin Highway magazine. So it's sort of interesting now because now as I'm going and the business card I'm handing out, they go, "Oh, you're running for office. You've got my vote," because you've already been here in the community. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been to basically every community you can think of in the whole state, and they get used to seeing me. I wear my hat, and I normally have a beard, but right now I have a little goatee going on, and also I'm a cigar man, so I normally smoke on my cigars. But that's really about it. Just a lot of events, a lot of community events, and I really like supporting those who support others. So whenever there's a nonprofit that's holding an event, I give them a free press release in the Great Basin Highway magazine. So as long as they get a hold of me ahead of time, we can publish it.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a great way to, support the different communities, and, as just a public office holder, what a great way to also get the community, especially in times like this. I mean, what a crazy thing that we've been going through as it is, to get the community back on its feet.
Well, Kelly, I gotta love you for this. You keep saying that I'm already in, but I'm not. I'm same as you. I'm not a politician yet. I'm not paid by the government.
You wouldn't be a politician anyway. You would be, a good steward of office. I mean,
thank you.
It's
all about the people. It's service over self. I'm a veteran. Served in the Navy. It's all about service over self. I was born in America. I was raised Republican red. I was raised in Arizona, and I moved here in 2012, and that's my residency now in the state of Nevada. I dropped anchor. Excuse the Navy segue there. But I dropped anchor, and this is where I'm going to live, and this is where I'm going to die. I love Nevada, and I love traveling all Nevada. It's just think of the earthquake this morning.
Sure. Let's talk about that when we come back from the break. We'll be back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush and
Cameron Hawkins.
Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. Cameron Hawkins. After these messages, stay tuned.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I am here with Cameron Hawkins, publisher of Great Basin. It's Great Basin
Highway Magazine.
Great Basin Highway Magazine. And We're talking about media and publishing, and tell me about how, where you were raised and kind of how you got into publishing and the whole, let's talk about.
Well, when I was a little kid, I was born in Anaheim, California. And then when I was 7, my family moved to Tempe, Arizona. And right off the bat, to support the family, I started working at the Dude Ranch down the street, about a quarter mile from the house. But I also had a paper out and delivering the Arizona Republic. And it was enjoyable for me. I got to meet my clients. I also, back in those days, as little kids, we're 7 years old, and we're actually collecting the subscriptions, this kind of stuff. We're meeting the family, like on Sundays. Sometimes it'd be so many people you had to deliver to on a Sunday, you'd actually be invited to lunch or brunch with some of these people. Or they'd say, hey, you can't be doing that during church time. You gotta go to church and then come back and deliver the paper. We'll be okay with that. So it was quite interesting as a community thing. And I always enjoyed the positive of media.
I did too.
Because journalism, of course, is when you're doing research on something and you're bringing something to light. And journalism can be all kinds of positive, negative, all kinds of unique stuff. You never really know. But
I like the stuff today that's just kind of.
Well, today it's rehearsed, but PR, public relations, and letting a press release is sort of what I've always enjoyed. I'd prefer to let people know about something, not something negative. I'd prefer to let them know about something that's going on, something that's happening. If they want to go to a news channel, the news channel wants to say something's not working or something's not happening. Back in the old days, when I was taught journalism and I was taught public relations, I was taught by people who actually did a profession. I would go to the 3 universities in Arizona as a little kid, and I'd meet with people that were scholars, and they would teach these classes, and it was sort of interesting.
That's back when news was actual reporting, and you found out facts and reported them. It wasn't opinion.
No.
Today, when you have a 24-hour news cycle and over 2,000 channels, just in the cable, and then there's computer and internet and all this, just so much content. Now it's just content to fill.
But they're following each other. And they're reading the same script.
Sure, and then you have just people throwing their opinion in there. It's just noise. You have to distill it. Journalism is a very specific thing, and reporting is a specific thing, and then media is something else. In PR, telling about events and calendar and things like that, I love that, knowing what's going on. And that's different from news and reporting, which is different from, it's all different,
right,
but it's all media.
And Kelly, that's also why I said yes to be on your show.
Yeah.
Because I do all 4 of those different genres.
I love it.
I do write my own stories. I do my investigational work. There's all kinds of things I dabble in.
You have other contributors too?
Of course. I interview everybody. No one pays to play.
Right.
I give away free press releases. I prefer to give them to the nonprofits. Because that way I can support those who are supporting others. But just like a couple people I met today, they own their own businesses, and I want to give them a press release. So it works great. But let me give you guys a little bit of history. The way news started, and I'm not in news, okay, I'm not a newspaper. I'm adventure destination, I'm tourism,
it really is a
I'm
great
relocation,
thing.
I'm economic development, okay, and I'm historical. That's what the Great Basin Highway.com, GreatBasinHighway.com, the actual magazine, both print and online, showcases. But a little trivia for people. A lot of people that know me personally is I wear a hat all the time, and I wear a compass on my shirt. Well, the compass for me reminds me of news because that's where the word news comes from. North, east, west, south. It expands information to all 4 corners of the earth. And people have lost that. They don't really understand that there was no internet. The news came from a sailor on board a ship and let their country know where they just came from. And yes, I did my Navy time. I'm a veteran as well. So that also leaned me into the Navy more so than to the other armed forces, is I wanted to travel the seas. Yeah. But so what do you think of my hat?
I love it. Is that a cowboy hat?
Cowboy hat? Well, what's nice is I think cowboys, cowgirls are basically they're the salt of our earth. I mean, they are what America is based on. I'm not a cowboy. I was raised around cowboys. The kind of hat I like to wear is I do a lot of hiking. I don't hike real far, okay, but I get out. And I also like hunting. So it's more of a hunter's hat. It's actually known as a deer hunter's hat. I try to shoot over 300 days a year. We also do our own gun shows. We do our own wine tastings. We do our own arts and crafts. We do our own rodeos. We do a lot of events. So I'm outside a lot. And instead of wearing a baseball cap, I'll just put on one of my hunter hats, and I'm off and running.
That's awesome. It really is beautiful. Is that made out of deer skin?
No, it's felt.
Oh, that's really, really nice. Looks great on you too.
A cowboy,
very signature.
Well, a cowboy hat, it blocks more of the sun. It also reduces more of your vision.
Gotcha.
With this, it's just something that you can wear all year long, and you still have your peripheral vision. You still can see. You can hunt with it. You can hike with it. It's perfect. It's all weather.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. So that was a little radio thing for a visual aid.
Well, we're on Facebook Live and YouTube too, so
that's great.
Yeah, people get to see it. But yeah, that's great. And so you're 2 years in with Great Basin Highway, and it's people that's a great genre. I wrote for that genre for years. I was an entertainment journalist for 25 years, and so I'm right in there. That's what I did.
Well, thank you. Also, a lot of people don't realize that the Great Basin itself is quite large, and we'll go into that later on in the.
Yeah, I would like to do that because that's a pretty extensive topic too. But so where you grew up, that was in that's in the southern desert type.
That's the Sonoran Desert of Arizona. That's where I was raised.
I spent a lot of time in Tucson. My parents had a place in Tucson Desert, so that's.
I was raised in Tempe, Arizona. You graduated Tempe High.
Nice. And
that's where ASU is for those of you that went to college.
How did you end up wanting to tour into Nevada?
Well, I came into Nevada a long time ago. I was a consultant for the Forum Shops, and I was working with Bruno Magli, Cocorne, Versace, all kinds of people, and I was helping them negotiate their leases, and we were looking at the build-outs and so on and so forth. My background was in retail for a long time after I got out of the Navy. But I was more of a consultant and more of a person for logistics.
Interesting.
On an international platform, bringing goods in, training people, so on and so forth.
Sure.
So when they came to Arizona, like Versace, when he came to Scottsdale and things like this, they became clients. But a lot of those people was a long, long time ago. So I established a few businesses here. I've been in real estate a little bit here and dabbled in that a little bit. What brought me back, though, in 2012 was the VA hospital. The VA hospital in Nevada, the big one, down there off of Pecos, was the first VA hospital new VA hospital open in America in 20 years. And I was like, okay, I've got a handful of things killing me. I gained like 160 pounds in 1 year because I had a tumor on my adrenal gland.
Oh.
So my blood pressure was 226 over 216, which should kill me, but that was my low. My high was 295 over 236 for weeks at a time. So eventually we knew I was going to have strokes or die. And so I moved to Boulder City, and Boulder City was perfect. It saved my life. I found a little place to rent, and I got to walk to breakfast at the Boulder Dam Hotel there. I love the Boulder Dam restaurant. And got to go to the swimming hole. They have a great rec center, and I just focused on that. And sure enough, by 2014, I had 5 strokes. I was paralyzed twice, couldn't walk or talk, and worked that out. A lot of sitting on the bus. Couldn't drive in those days.
Oh my
I couldn't talk in those days. I just walked around with a cigar in one hand and a cane in the other, and I wouldn't do the wheelchairs. The VA offered me the electronic wheelchair, and I turned it down. I said, give it to another vet that needs it more than I do. And that was the tough part for me, being a veteran too. I really didn't want to take away from my fellow veterans, that I know you can literally look at them and you can see that they gave almost 100% they almost died, and there's, all of us give 100%, but there's some that give it all. And for me, it was great to work with these veterans and pain management and everything we could do to, be veterans for one another. But that's what brought me back to Nevada in 2012 was the VA hospital. And then that's when I decided, why don't I go ahead and focus on, it's going to take me a couple of years, but why don't I go ahead and focus on the Great Basin? The Great Basin is a national park. It's a beautiful place. The oldest tree in the world resides there. And it's only about 60 miles or so out of Ely, Nevada. And that's the eastern side of the state. And Ely is in between Elko and Vegas. So it's a few hour drive, but it's a beautiful scenic drive if you enjoy the desert, the high desert. And it's not like the Sonoran Desert that I was raised in. Sonoran Desert for me is very misleading because it's so pretty and it's so full of color and life. But everything in the Sonoran Desert will kill you and eat you, even the grass.
Yes.
It's.
We've got to go to another break.
Okay, great.
And this leads us right into our next topic.
Sounds good.
The Great
Thank you,
Basin
Kelly.
States. We'll be right back after this break for the second half of today's Rush Hour. After these messages, stay tuned.
Did you know that stem cells are present in all of us, just waiting for an opportunity to regenerate your organs and other body tissues? Studies show that your own stem cells are released into the bloodstream following a trauma. However, a plant-based supplement called RBC Blend has been found to increase stem cells in your blood without trauma. Order your RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. One study showed that participants who used RBC Blend increased stem cells in their blood by over 100% after only 2 weeks. Increase your stem cells with RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. Stem cells are the ultimate anti-aging treatment. For example, they can be used to improve facial appearance, skin tone, and hair growth. Stem cells can also help with muscle aches and joint pains. Increase your stem cells with RBC Blend by calling 702-444-5825. Could RBC Blend be what you need to achieve optimal health and wellness? Find out today and order RBC Blend by calling 702-444-LUCKY. That number again is 702-444-5825.
So here's the choice. Some people say the USA is finished. It's evil, a has-been, full of hate and injustice. The U.S. Constitution should be trashed and the Bill of Rights abolished. No free speech, no gun ownership. Competition and free markets are bad. We're all too stupid. For our own good, the government must own everything and know all your secrets.
Other people say that America has created the freest, richest, happiest, most generous society that has ever existed in the world. That's why millions of people are desperate to come here and escape their brutal lives in Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, and 100 other countries.
In America, we have the right to succeed, the right to our own living, the right to have a family, the right to believe in God, the right to have our own ideas, the right to be safe and secure, and the right to be left alone.
Where do you stand? Help us save the Constitution and restore the American dream. Go to SaveMyFreedom.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and as I said at the top of the show, this is a, I guess I didn't go through the whole thing. This is an interactive program. You can call us, 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255, toll free from anywhere in the world. And you can text us, 775-237-2266. Or, I couldn't figure out how to start a watch party today, so I don't have a comments box or anything. This was kind of weird. So I can't see, I don't see comments or anything. Yeah, I don't know, kind of weird. But anyway, I'm talking to Cameron Hopkins, and we are talking, he publishes the Great Basin Highway magazine, which is really cool. Go to greatbasinhighway.com, greatbasinhighway.com, and check that out. And yeah, it's a cool publication, and we're talking about just the Great Basin Highway, or Great Basin Highway states, the Great Basin states in general, and how you kind of migrated from the Sonoran Desert, which is low desert, as low as it gets, all the way up through the high desert.
But it's both. The Sonoran's actually both. Let me go into that a little bit, because not a lot of people understand.
It's the climate and kind of the...
Yeah, because in Arizona, you have every climate that exists except tropical.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon itself actually has every single climate other than tropical, but I've been to the bottom of the Grand Canyon many times, and there's a segment of it that you would swear is tropical because types of animals, types of plants, but it's not as tropical as the rainforest. But the interesting thing about having something as large as the Grand Canyon can actually make its own weather. So it could be over 100 degrees going down the south, and by the time you get down, it's in the 60s.
And that's the whole thing. The funny thing about the whole global warming argument.
I'm not into that at all.
Yeah, go to the Great Basin.
Don't call us if you're about the global warming.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of that's much older than us, much older than we've ever recorded.
4.5 billion years.
Yeah, and yeah.
Hello.
And nobody made the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So back to the Mojave Desert. The Mojave Desert is a high desert, and it's quite interesting because it's very enjoyable to enjoy the state of Nevada. You can go anywhere in the state of Nevada. And like up here in Reno, I mean, we're up here in the Big Pines and the Ponderosas. Yeah. I mean, you got all kinds of things going on. Yesterday, I was in, pardon me?
No, never mind. I'm talking.
And yesterday I was in Carson City. And of course I was at, what's the name of the lake? Tahoe.
Oh. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
That
little thing there. And it was just beautiful. Just beautiful. But you can't compare that to Lake Mead.
Well,
okay, Lake Mead's man-made. So you want to talk a little bit about the Great Basin? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Continue your story about Ely and
Okay. Well, the Great Basin itself, Great Basin National National Park, is up there about 63, 64 miles away from Ely, and it borders Utah and it borders Nevada, and it's right there in Parker is a little border town, and it has a lot of visitors, over 1 million visitors every year. Sort of like Death Valley has 1.4 million visitors that are not even American citizens. That's just based on the numbers of passports. So when you look at the Great Basin is actually it encompasses 6 whole states. So over 80% of something's wiggling. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I know we're live.
Kicking my state.
But I was like, what's going on here? Nevada, over 80% of Nevada is in the Great Basin. The Great Basin goes all the way down to Mexico, to almost to the Sea of Cortez. The reason why it doesn't go into the Sea of Cortez, it wouldn't be a basin. That would be a runoff. And the basin itself actually holds water. That's why in Nevada, we'll never run out of water. People constantly talk about we'll run out of water in Nevada. No, that's not going to happen. We are a basin. And even places like Amargosa, if the translation of Amargosa, you're talking about water that runs underneath, like an aqueduct, an aquifer. These people need to just sort of study some of these things to find out more. But when you're looking at California and you're looking at the Sierra Nevadas, that whole eastern side, a lot of water comes into the state from there that goes into the basin. Then you're looking at the southern part of Oregon, and you're looking at the southern part of Idaho, and you're looking at the southern part of Wyoming, and then you're also looking at the whole western side of Utah. That's what makes up the Great Basin. So I drive all 6 of those states, 5 states including this one, and I drive all 17 counties in Nevada, and I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and I go to a lot of events. You can find on greatbasinhighway.com, you'll see our publications where you can sign up for free, and you can actually see the publications online. And if you sign up, you can actually have them emailed to you because we traditionally only post this edition that we're in right now. So this edition did very, very well around the world because of the gun laws here in the state of Nevada, where it was, you can't shut down the gun stores. There's a law here in the state of Nevada that no one can shut down the gun stores. So that full letter that the attorney actually sent to the governor and to the sheriffs and everybody is actually, that full letter is actually in our magazine. So you can go to GreatBasinHighway.com and you'll find our magazine. And also, if you're interested in getting a hold of us for anything, contact us at 702-306-5370. That's 702-306-5370. Just text me if you have an upcoming event, because we're coming up on deadline for our July, August, September edition. So if you have any events coming up for the rest of the year, we know that we're focusing on things right now where the events are coming and going. We're not quite sure what's going to happen. It was nice when I was in Carson City that a young lady that owns her own restaurant there, she had all the seats out, all the everything out. Her little cafe was just perfect right downtown. And that's actually on our website too. I put a video up there. She's open. Where in other parts of the state, they're not. So everybody's sort of doing their own thing. But our events will be coming back. Other events will be coming back, and we'll be more than happy to promote them. So I would say still plan your events. Get your public relations out there. I'm offering you free press releases. And we can at least people know that we're trying to do this and we're trying to get these things going. Anything else you want to talk about related to the Great Basin?
I just think it's great to, let people know, that the Great Basin is not just, this small, that it's 6 states, and that they should, explore, go take tours of it and get out there and drive and fly and explore more than just, Reno and Sparks or Las Vegas or...
Well, the whole state's an adventure destination, and that's why I really focused on that. Mm-hmm. One thing, are we almost done with this? Going into our next one?
We have 4 more minutes.
Okay, great. Well, then I'll talk about it right now, and then when we come back, let's put a lot of emphasis on it. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
For every single one of you that has a child in school, contact your school. Every school. The little, the middle, the high school, private, public, whoever is graduating, whoever has a graduating class, okay, here in 2020, we would like the schools to contact us and send us their logo of their school and send us the number of people that are graduating, and we would like to publish that in our upcoming edition of the Great Basin Highway magazine, absolutely for free. And that's every single school in the whole state of Nevada. And I'm sure everybody listening knows somebody who knows someone that's in school. So how you can get a hold of schools, just do whatever you want. This is a public announcement. And that's one of the reasons why I'm also on the show today. But I'll go more in depth into the second.
And then let them know how to contact you and how to get the information to you.
Right, which is the 702-306-5370. Just send me a text and I'll get back with you.
702-306-5370, and that's to Cameron Hawkins, and that's GreatBasinHighway.com. GreatBasinHighway.com magazine is the publication, and he wants to publish all of the school logos and the schools of the graduating classes of 2020.
Right.
And all of the whole entire state of Nevada.
Right. And we have unlimited space for you to do this. I'm actually the printer as well as the publisher. We own the printing company.
Yep.
We'll be online. It'll be in print.
And print.
But it'll be together. If say a school wants to list all the names of the students, that's okay too. We're fine. We have unlimited space to do this. It's something I really
Very
care
important. I think this is
that we
really
should
important
do.
this year.
But I'm going to do it from now on. This is actually something because of what's going on. So you know what? This is the right thing to do.
This will be the inaugural year.
This is going to be the right thing to do.
And so Great Basin Highway Magazine wants to print all of the every school in Nevada, all the graduating classes of every single school, logos, schools, names, addresses, everything. Please get in contact, GreatBasinHighway.com. Call 702 306-5370 or text Cameron Hawkins. This is a public announcement. We want everybody to know.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, Kelly.
So,
yeah, because we also want to know how many graduated.
yeah, that's
If you want to, if you want to provide us with the list of all of them, I mean, that's up to you. I mean, it's. I know they have annual books and things, and normally some of this stuff doesn't go to the public, but we're open. But we're open, and we want to help promote. And if you don't want to give us the address and this kind of stuff, that's fine. You can give us your logo and your website. There's a lot of ways for us to support you because it's.
Okay, that's
it's
fine.
because either way. But whatever they have, because they may not have everything that to get the exposure. Some of these schools are very small. Some of these schools are quite large, and it's every single school, public and private. And I just feel that this is the right thing to do. I think we ought to just say, "Hey, congratulations! You know, you've graduated, and yay!"
Okay, I agree.
Let's do it.
Well, we've got to go to another break. We'll be back for the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush and Cameron Hawkins after these messages. And we're
Thank
back.
you, Kelly.
Back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
This overload. Shannon Lawson here. Join us for the Nevada Radio Roundup, Fridays at 2 p.m. A good news variety show all about the local scene. The Nevada Roundup, Friday at 2.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and I'm here with Cameron Hawkins, candidate for Lieutenant Governor for 2022, which seems like a long time off, but man, it's going to go fast. Time is going to go really fast. But you are the publisher of Great Basin Highway magazine, greatbasinhighway.com, greatbasinhighway.com, and also in print. Beautiful, full-color, glossy in-print magazine. that tells people what's going on, where to go, what to do, great events, the good things in life, really. Reminds people of the good things in life.
Things we love about Nevada.
Things we love about Nevada. And you were also into event planning, tourism, publishing, kind of economic boost kind of stuff. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
That's important. That's important.
You like to talk about maybe the advantages of why tourism is so important to this state?
Very much so. And especially as the casinos are going to start opening up, and I heard that they can start opening up their restaurants and things. So that's good. That's real good. I like hearing that. So let's talk about how important that is.
Okay, well, let's stay away from anything related to what's closed.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Let's just focus on why economic development is in a state like this is a destination location. Tourism is very important, but you also have internal tourism. You've got people that want to go out and see things they've never seen before. Look at all the people that want to go to Lake Mead, or all the people that want to go to Lake Tahoe. I mean, there's different people that want to do these things. But a lot of these things maybe be a bucket list, or maybe something they did when they were a kid, now they have a family, and they're a part of Nevada. I mean, me being from Arizona, I remember a whole bunch of kids when I was little never went to the Grand Canyon. Okay, never went to the Grand Canyon. And then when I came back out of the Navy and was in Arizona, I ended up finding out basically everybody I ever knew went to the Grand Canyon. It's just that it was different times in their life. So tourism stimulates in so many aspects of business. And we have a great tourism board here in the state of Nevada. We have great tourism directors. And be exact, the director in Carson City is now the one that's actually down in Ely. There's a whole bunch of things happening down in Ely with the new federal prison, the federal courthouse and all that. So there's so many things happening. People relocating. Sometimes people won't even move to a place until they visited it first. So they might visit it 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times, and then all of a sudden you go, well, you know what? We should retire here, or we should raise our children here. So the economic aspect of tourism in a state like this can be its bread and butter.
Well, and a lot of states have begun to realize that, like places like Indianapolis and Cleveland, and places that kind of died when their manufacturing centers went away, started to go, hey, we need to kind of figure out how to bring people back here, and bucked up their tourism. And then started to get tech centers and things like that to draw people back and have come back.
There's all kinds of things. Well, like the state of Nevada actually made a wedding chamber of commerce simply because they were losing so many weddings to people actually putting on weddings in their own states. We have over 3 million people in this state. We have a lot of people in this state. If just the businesses in this state service just the people that live here, we'd be doing fine, When the tourists come into the state, all it is an added plus. It's not going to make or break as far as I'm concerned. What I've looked at, you can argue that tourism can make or break this state, but I really don't believe so. You got enough people in this state that just with their family and with their resources and with their buddies and associates and their affiliates, they bring them in anyway.
I agree.
We have a whole bunch of opportunity for growth in this state. Now, history. That's the other thing. A historical aspect of this state is priceless. That's why I enjoy driving all 17 counties in the state. I get to meet so many unique people. Yes. I meet people that say they were born and raised in that county and
never left.
They traveled around, went to college, maybe went in the military, did all kinds of stuff, and then they came back home. Yep. They love their state. Yeah, what else would you like to talk about?
No, just the whole, I love what you're saying, and I totally agree. I mean, I wasn't born here. I grew up in suburban Philly and came here because of a guy. And the minute my feet hit the ground when I came to visit him, I knew I was home, and something about it. And it took me, 20 years of visiting and getting my parents here, in 2002. And then finally I got here, and it wasn't until I moved here that year in 2012 that I learned that Reno was born May 9th, 1868, and I was born May 9th, 1968.
Well, there you go.
And
you found your home.
I was born to live here, baby.
Now, for me, I've recently moved to Dyer, and a lot of people don't know where Dyer is, but Dyer is in Esmeralda County, and you can visit Esmeralda County, NevadaChamber.com, and learn more about Esmeralda County. There's also the Goldfield Chamber of Commerce that's been there for a very long time.
I love Goldfield.
And I understand this year there is not going to be a Goldfield Day. The 4th of July, I understand they're going to have their fireworks at 9 o'clock. But a lot of that's mainly for the locals, just to make sure we still have a 4th of July for everybody. I was listening to that board meeting the other day. It was just great. I was there in person. It was fun. But I just love how you can do anything you really want to do in this state and go out and see things. You can go snowboarding, you can go skiing, you can go water sports, you can go hunting. I mean, there's just so much. Look at all the trails and all the hiking. Look at all the ghost towns. Look at all these old towns. I mean, that's another thing. Some of the historical flavors are here in every single town, every single state. It's great to watch a lot of these historical societies, historical groups do so well in their communities. And that's one of the reasons why Hawkins for Nevada is my foundation. HawkinsForNevada.com. Actually, if you go on that website, you'll see my campaign trail at Hawkins for Nevada. And you'll notice that there are a lot of the things I always do. I do one gun show, or we hold one gun show in...
I love that postcard.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to find the owner of that postcard so I can actually get the reprint of that. What we're looking at doing is in September, we should have our gun show in Tonopah. In October, we should have our gun show in Amargosa. November, we'll have our gun show in Prump. And in December, I have my very large gun show in Henderson, and also with my golf tournament where we're giving away $4 million for hole-in-ones. We do craft shows, which are gem shows.
Oh, I do that.
And we also do wine tastings. We do all kinds.
Yeah, great event. Look at that.
Rodeos.
Golf tournaments and ambassador support.
Our golf tournament's going to be phenomenal. It's the first time there's ever our movie night. Well, let me get back to golf here. Okay, you're jumping me around.
I'm sorry.
No, I plan on doing a golf tournament in many different parts of the state. Our first golf tournament for this year will be at the end of the year on December 19th and 20th in Henderson at the old Tuscany Village, which is a gated community. But while we're having the golf tournament on Saturday and Sunday, we also have a gun show in the pavilions, and we also have the arts and craft and the wine tasting outside. So it's a full weekend event, and it's great. It's very inexpensive for someone to sponsor a hole, and when they sponsor the hole, they actually get 3 foursomes for the event. Plus, they also get a full-page ad in the Great Basin Highway magazine for a year. And it just enhances, and everything enhances, one on top of the other, one on top of the other. Now, as far as every golfer is going to have an opportunity to make a hole-in-one and win $10,000 cash.
Wow. So how do they get in touch with you to do that?
Well, you just come to HawkinsForNevada.com, or you text me at 702.
306.
That's right.
5370.
That's me. One more time, 702.
306 5370.
That's me. And that's the easiest way. We're also going to be doing a raffle for every golfer that participates, and that's why it's so important. If you're a corporation, or if you have a lot of people you want to say thank you to, just be a whole sponsor, because you're going to get 3 foursomes. That's 12 golfers, and every one of these people are going to be put in for a raffle where we're going to be giving $1 million twice on Saturday and $1 million twice on Sunday for hole-in-ones. We're also giving away a 3-day golf vacation. There's all kinds of things going on with this. It's amazing. Our golf committee chair is actually, her name's Tiger Lily. She got the nickname because she is a PGA pro out of California. Now she lives here in Nevada, lives in Henderson. She's actually right there in Tuscany. She's actually the home golf pro to actually teach those locally right there to play golf. And she holds golf lessons all the time. She's phenomenal. You can always get a hold of her on her website, and that's TigerLilyPGA.com. But it's much easier to get a hold of me, and I'll forward your information to her, and we can talk, we can chat. And my number is 702-306-5370. And just visit HawkinsForNevada.com. That is becoming my foundation. Because I really care about those who care about others, and I'm really into the wild horses. I'm really into the wild animals in the state. I'm into what I really like, and I love Nevada, and I love the people in Nevada. We all care about the same things. And I know Kelly started off this segment by saying I'm running for lieutenant governor, and 22. So to appease her, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Keep her happy.
Yeah, well, we've got to go real quick, so I just want to give out your contact information again. It's HawkinsForNevada.com and GreatBasinHighway.com. And, of course, for any information you need on Cameron, just contact him directly, 702-306-5370. That whole sponsor thing for the golf tournament, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just can't beat that.
And there's never been $4 million giveaway at any golf tournament, any charity event or anything ever in the state. So that's something that we're going to be doing every year.
Both days?
Pardon me?
2,000 for both days? Is that what it says? Are you serious?
It's $2,500 for both days.
$2,500 for both days.
For the whole sponsor.
Yes.
Now, just the golf for a foursome is $1,000.
But
for both days. It's phenomenal, and it's a great course.
I'm like speechless for this, and I don't even golf. I mean, seriously. But we've got to go. But Cam, thank you so much, Cameron. I can't believe I just did that. But seriously, Cameron Hawkins.
Well, if you call me Cam, I must be on the Christmas list.
Right.
It's family.
Seriously, Cameron Hawkins, thank you so much for being my guest. Really, this was an honor. And
anything we can do for you and anything we can do for your listeners.
I think you're going to have a show here. Great Basin Highway radio show.
Let's talk about it.
I really think so. This was.
It'd be a nice way to enhance my advertisers.
I think so, and I think it would be a nice way to enhance the America Matters media profile of shows.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you for having me on the air today.
Thank you. GreatBasinHighway.com, GreatBasinHighway.com, and HawkinsForNevada.com, HawkinsForNevada.com, 702-306-5370. Give him a call or text. Cameron Hawkins. Thank you.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on